Sinkholes in Oklahoma? Sinkholes? I mean, sinkholes. We're talking about a sinkhole that's 40 feet in diameter and more than 40 feet deep. What? Where? Are you serious? Oklahoma? Is this why God made Oklahoma? Is this the reason God made Oklahoma? Is this the reason God made Oklahoma? No. But, seriously, let's take a look at this thing. Here's what Jesus said, and then I'm going to read an article from Oklahoma. Jesus answered and said unto him, he was sitting on the Mount of Olives. The disciples came to him, Matthew 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Here's Jesus' answer. Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Oh, we surely know we got that going on. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdoms against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places, but all of these are the beginning of sorrows. He could have said sinkholes. He could have said hail. He could have said hurricanes. He could have said many other natural phenomenons, mudslides, typhoons. But he focused on the fact there'd be famines, pestilence, which would be diseases, and earthquakes, which would create a lot of shifting on the earth. Now, Oklahoma this year, let me read this article, and then you won't believe what and I've got a good friend down there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Stephen of Oklahoma, and some other folks, Rita and Ted Bentley down there in Lawton, Oklahoma. I've got several, okay? But let me just read you what it says. Residents today in Beckham County near Sari, Oklahoma. Is that right? Is it Sari or Sayre? I'm going to say it's Sari. I don't know. Anyway, residents in Beckham County say a massive sinkhole suddenly appeared overnight. They say it's so big a small house could fit inside it. And Jack Dameron cares for the property, says the hole formed just 2 days after Oklahoma's last earthquake, which was about 2 days ago. So he said experts say it most likely isn't related either way. But the hole is still growing day by day. This thing's getting bigger. What? Do you have your coffee? Get the day started. Come on. Have you had devotion? Good. Okay. This thing is growing day by day, he said. It's kind of spooky. No, it's more prophetic. But anyway, you don't want to mess with it today, Dameron said, because whatever that lies beneath the flat Oklahoma soil isn't quite finished. We've got to let it finish settling because we don't know how deep it's going to get. It's still growing, he said. When it first formed, we could actually sit here for 30 minutes and you could see stuff just move. Dameron, who has been farming the land where the sinkhole formed for nearly 20 years, but overnight, he says, the hole just suddenly appeared. Can you imagine the earth just swallowing, just sinking, this thing is almost perfectly round. It's incredible, okay? And on my radio show at libertybroadcastingnetwork.com, I actually have a 2-minute video where I show it. And it's a 2-minute news video. Matter of fact, today I will show it again. I'm on today from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Where? At www.libertybroadcastingnetwork.com. It's a radio broadcast, goes around the world. You can listen to it on your cell phones, your Bluetooths, your iPads and iPods and whatever else you got. But if you sitting at a laptop or a PC, if you're at a computer, you can go today from 12 noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and in the first hour, I will play a 2-minute video of this sinkhole. It's incredible. It is incredible. He says this thing, look, he's been farming this land for 20 years. This guy's been driving over top this thing. What? But it never sunk before. But what's going on in Oklahoma? Well, let's not just stop there. Did you realize in Oklahoma this year it was the coldest temperatures ever recorded? It's been the coldest year ever recorded. Where? In Oklahoma. They've had more hail this year than ever in the state of Oklahoma. They've had the worst drought in the history of the state this year in Oklahoma. They've had part of the worst tornadoes they've ever experienced, including, folks, bad. Where? Right there in Oklahoma. Extreme weathers of all types of proportions. Earthquakes, the biggest earthquake recorded in the history of the state, 5.8, and several others, a lot of them. Where? All in the state of Oklahoma. And now we got a sinkhole. Is something biblically going on in Oklahoma? And my question is, we don't even want to talk about Texas. Because I'm writing a book right now, Texas Blood Lake. You know that lake turned completely blood red down there at O.C. Fisher's Lake. But there's been a ton of other plagues that have hit the state of Texas. And now you have to throw Oklahoma in there. But then take a step back and ask yourself, but what about the whole country? We're talking about that hurricane, was it Irene, that just ripped through the northeast? Along the coast and destroyed part of Vermont and Connecticut. These people didn't have power forever. And then what? The October snowfall? We're talking 3 foot of snow in October? What? Are you serious? And what about Alaska's snowstorm? The thing was 1,500 miles wide, 100-mile-an-hour winds, and it came ashore. It was a hurricane. No, it was a snow-a-cane because it was a blizzard, the worst storm in maybe the history of the world. Do you realize there was an earthquake that hit Washington, D.C. this summer, 3 days before America was to stand at the United Nations and decide which side they were on, Israel or Palestine? It shook up Washington so strong, it was felt in New York City. People ran out of buildings. And in Washington, D.C., it was 5.8. It literally tipped the Washington Monument. Isn't the Washington Monument, what an icon, what a symbol. It cracked the foundation. It shut it down. Oh, it did more than that. It broke the main water mains in the Pentagon. It knocked the artwork off the walls of the Capitol, and it broke off 3 stone crosses on top of the Washington National Cathedral. Are you serious? Isn't that the same cathedral? One of the 71 churches across America that read from the Quran instead of the Bible on that Sunday morning of the 26th of June? It's yes, that same church. Are you listening to me? Things are not accidentally happening, like 2 million dead fish in Chesapeake Bay, Maryland, or 7 million dead fish washing up in Redondo Beach, California. No. And what about that red tide down there in Southwest Florida right now? A huge red tide, deep into the ocean instead of shallow water. And dead fish washed up on 7 different beautiful beaches along the Southwest Florida. What's going on? And I'm just talking about America. I'm not even talking about Japan earthquake. We're not going to go with all the dead birds. And what about the birds that fell in Beebe, Arkansas? 12 minutes to midnight. Are you listening to me? What's going on? Are these biblical signs? Is God trying to get our attention? 3,000 blackbirds also fell in East Texas, 2,000 in Louisiana, hundreds in Kentucky and California. And then this thing went into Ireland and Sweden. It's still going on. Fish, dead birds, dead fish, and 212 cattle fell over in one night in Stockton, Wisconsin, and there's still no cause of death. They found one moldy sweet potato. And somebody wrote an article about me and said, the preacher's got it on his face. I don't have nothing on my face. You guys explain it to the people. You tell them why 7,000 bald eagles gathered in a landfill in Vancouver, Canada, eating the carcasses of dead rats. Jesus said in Matthew 24:28, he just said it this way. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. I know that may have a different total meaning. It does. But things manifest themselves naturally when we're talking about the spiritual realm. Are you saved? See, my question is, are you saved? Signs of his coming. Signs of his coming are all around. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Send me a personal message. We had 6 people saved yesterday. 6 on Facebook. Send me a personal message right now. I want to